What is up, YouTube? Today I just went to my first gaming convention. As you would expect, it was really cool. It was big and we were there for almost 2 hours. I did find a lot of cool stuff there, and I was able to score 5 items from the gaming convention. Here's what I got. Over here, we have Last Battle for the Sega Genesis. As you can probably tell from the artwork, this was an early Genesis release. This was another launch title for the Genesis. It is complete in the box with the game cartridge and the instruction manual. Here is the game cartridge right here. Again, it's in great shape. This was originally $15, but I managed to get this for just $10. Now, the Japanese version of this game did have blood, and it was censored in the US, but that's really not a big deal. It's still a fun game to play. It is a pretty fun game. And keep in mind, this was before Mortal Kombat came out. Over here, we have Hard Drivin' for the Sega Genesis. It is complete in box, and it does have the little hang tab at the top. Sorry, it's kind of hard to open this with one hand, but it is complete in the box with the game cartridge and instruction manual. Here's the game. And when I got home, besides one of the Gameboy games I got, I cleaned all these games out. Besides one of the games, I tested them all, and they all work. So, there it is. It is complete in the box. Sorry, my camera is kind of not focusing right now. But this here was about $10. This is actually going to be replacing my other copy of Hard Drivin'. Here is my other copy of Hard Drivin' right here. As you can see, the spine of the case is sun-faded, whereas the new one I got isn't, and it's more appealing to look at. As you can see, this doesn't have the hang tab. When I open it up, I'm going to be honest with you though, this case here doesn't really do the best job of holding the game. And this is actually a label variant, though honestly, the new one I picked up, the label is in a little bit better shape. Hold on. I'll just let you look at that. So yeah. Hold on. So about $10 for a complete in-box Hard Drivin'. Like I said, it's going to be replacing my other copy of Hard Drivin'. That one also doesn't have a manual, but honestly, that one I only paid about $2 for. On to the next item. Over here is Columns 3 for the Sega Genesis. Now, when I got out of the store, I noticed the plastic was kind of peeling off the back of it. You may or may not be able to see this, but I put a piece of tape over it just to make sure it would stay on there. And it was also kind of peeling where you see the gloss right here. So I put a small piece of tape on that too. But it is complete in the box. It's got the game cartridge and the instruction manual. Overall, it is in great shape. Sorry, it's kind of hard to open these cases and do it all with one hand, but here's my complete Columns 3 for the Sega Genesis. This one was actually made by Vic Tokai. This game, interestingly though, this game was only released in North America and Japan. For some reason though, this game never saw a release in Europe. And I don't know why, but they went straight to Columns 3. I don't know what happened to Columns 2. Compared to the first Columns, though, Columns 3 is more of a challenge, because now you have a CPU to play against. And I'm going to be honest with you, the first level is honestly kind of difficult for being the first level, but it is a pretty fun game, and glad to own this in my collection. This one, I paid like $14 for this, so 14 for a complete Columns 3. On to the last two items. Over here is Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. I picked this one up for $10. It's in pretty mint shape. Now, as you might know, the one I got over a year ago, the cart shell was kinda yellowed and the game wouldn't play, but I have tested this one out and it plays. So now I have one that works. If I ever get a Super Nintendo, I'll get a Super Game Boy to play this on my TV. But now I have a working Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, and it's in better condition. Also, I have a case for my Game Boy games, so really, I don't need to get all my Game Boy games boxed. And for my last item, so this here is Excitebike for the NES. I got this for free because this one guy went up to me and was nice enough to give me this for free. So now I have this in my NES collection. But yeah. So those are my 5 pickups from my first gaming convention. Overall, I picked up some neat stuff, but I also took some pictures of some others cool stuff that I found at the gaming convention. So I'm gonna be talking about that, and I will apologize, but some of the pictures I took turned out a little blurry. So if some of them are blurry, that shouldn't be a surprise. But I found a lot of interesting stuff there. Like, there was one that caught my eye the most. First, I saw a copy of Vapor Trail for the Genesis, complete in box. When I saw that, I completely flipped out. That's a rare game made by Renovation Products. It is a port of the arcade game by the same name, and it's just an awesome game, and it's got an awesome soundtrack. As expensive as that game is, I really would like to get a copy one day, but at least I saw a complete in-box copy in person, and it was $140, but it was complete in box, and that was cool. But it's just an awesome game, and that should really explain my reaction. I also did find a couple other cool stuff that I will display pictures of on screen, as you can see. But actually, the one thing that you will be surprised to hear the most is that I saw one of the rarest video games of all time in person. I didn't take a picture of it, but there actually is a picture of the exact copy I found on the internet. But a gray Nintendo World Championship cartridge in person. And as you can see in the picture, the label was torn up, but there were about 90 gray carts produced and like 20 gold carts produced. So it was kind of a treat to see the second rarest NES game in person. So now I get points for seeing the second rarest NES game in person, and I saw a physical copy of one of the rarest video games of all time in person. So, yeah, that's my first gaming convention that I've ever been to. I heard there's going to be another one in the summer, and sorry this video is a little long, but I hoped you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.